38-year-old unemployed construction worker from Brooklyn, New York, is asking the Guinness Book of World Records to start a new category for most concerts attended in 1 year. Last year, Concert Joe attended 1,031 shows, an average of 3 per night.
Joe called the Guinness Book in the midst of his quest. They told him if he could eat 176 snails in an hour, to give him a call. They have a category for who could throw a cow turd the farthest, but no category for concerts. You'd figure they'd establish a new category for a freak like him.
Joe's probably the only person that ever took out a student loan, and what he did with it is he bought concert tickets.
Because you're civilized, you get brutalized. You're so civilized, man, I see you.
Hey, here comes a beat from hell.
You're so civilized.
So you hippies think you can smoke your dope wherever you please, huh?
So civilized.
You guys are great tonight.
Watch you get
Yeah, have a hit.
down.
I wonder what you're like without the gun.
Hey, that's the best suite in New York. Guys ain't even signed it. Don't you think you're a little too bold? Hey, Joe, I don't think these guys are the big from hell. Hey, what did you call us?
You take life, just another day to me. Just another pig to me. You think you're different, but you're just another pig. You gotta have a gun. You're a pig to me, just a pig to me.
Here, don't get hit. You'll learn to like it. It's an acquired taste.
You're just another pig. You're so civilized.
In other news, a bizarre chain of events unfolded this evening. There apparently was an altercation between two groups of New York City police officers. One group, apparently in cahoots with this man, assaulted another group of officers. An amateur camera person was able to capture some of the events on a home video camera.
The wife locked him out that night. There's a whole world of desperate, demented concert junkies and freak ticket scalpers out there. They share this weird synergy. They make each other's lives a little bit easier. Here we see a new generation of freaks at the Grateful Dead shows of the early 90s on Earth. This is their new outlet for musical and communal warmth with their fellow freaks. This is the time of night when the worldwide network of concert junkies converge on stadiums, concert halls, and rundown bars to get their fix of music and communion with their fellow freak brothers.
Hey Joe, how did you come up with the idea for the buzzing? Well, I never had the incentive to really chase a frisbee, so we used to take a pita bread from Pierre's Falafel on 69th Street, pop a hole through the center, stick a joint through, light it up, throw it back and forth, catch it, take a bite, take a toke. Eventually I came up with the buzzbee. You take a frisbee, put a pipe in the center, you throw it back and forth, it goes farther and straighter than any frisbee in the world. Every time you catch it, you take a toke, the cops come, you just throw it away.
See, in High Times, he's a legend for one thing, and in the rock world, he's a legend for another thing. He's being the Guinness Book of World Records for most creative pipe making or something.
Who's this guy in the picture anyway? I ain't never seen him before.
That's Vinny the Guinea.
Yeah? I remember I was riding in a car with him once, and he pulled out a heroin needle and stabbed his mother. Then he tried to kill himself by jumping off the roof.
He wound up breaking both legs. Then he pushes his wheelchair off the roof twice and survives. Finally, the ambulance driver comes up to him and says, "Jesus, you again? Don't you know you gotta jump at least 3 stories if you want to kill yourself?" He lived on the 2nd floor.
And they do snap. And the only way and the easiest way out for them is to jump off a building. You know, and then 90% of them too are on drugs, they're on crack, they're on dope, you know, they're on hallucinogenics.
Hey, Joe, how many stories up are we? So what's going on with Angela now?
Have fun watching reruns of Murphy Brown.
You walk out that door, you had better not come back.
I'm going home. Yes, I'm going home. Back to my wife. I'll stay with her the rest of my life. Ain't going around no more. Where's my way, Joe?
Here, take this with you.
Yeah, as a critic, I'll usually go to 4 or 5 shows a week, and Joe's always there in his tie-dye shirt, pipe around his neck, and I've kind of missed that there. It's good to talk to him, but ever since that thing happened with his wife, haven't seen him around anymore. It's too bad.
I have seen him recently a few times. There may have been a gap prior to the last few times I've seen him and the times before that.
He's definitely curtailed his concert going because of the marriage.
So he likes to go to a lot of rock concerts. Well, I guess we all have our pet peeves. Tell me, how many did you see last week or last month, let's say?
I saw over 1,000 last year.
Oh, I see.
I went from seeing 20 shows a week to 6 after we were married. I would say that's making a sacrifice.
Get your facts straight if you're gonna argue with me. You see 8 or 9 shows a week, not 6.
I'd like to see you go from smoking 2 packs to 10 cigarettes a day. I bet you could. How am I ever supposed to win an argument with her? She's a lawyer. She argues for a living. The only show she'd ever see with me is The Grateful Dead. I mean, we can't even see them anymore. Music is dead.
Yeah, right. Not for you, it isn't. And on top of that, get a look at this. He expects me to wear this.
What is that?
It's a bikini and joints. What else?
To accomplish the feat, Joe needed to hit at least 3 and as many as 8 different rock shows a night.
At times, you couldn't talk to him. He was so obsessed.
But Joe's obsession won him friends in the local club circuit, where such fanaticism is rewarded with warm affection.
I think I was put on this earth to set this record for music.
Joe had his eyes on the prize in '92, and nothing was going to stand in his way. Not lack of funds, not lack of sleep, and certainly not lack of intensity.
This is it. This is where everything happened. The miracle happened right here. Wetlands, December 20th, 1992.
Concert Joe, 1,031 concerts, 365 days. A VH1 rock and roll record breaker.